Oh man, so the Jamaican Dancehall Queen Spice just confirmed something that's crazy as hell. Now, if you guys did not know, last year her fans was kind of scared, and listen, I'm one of the fans. I'm gonna keep it G with you, dog. When I used to party all the time, I didn't like going to like hip hop parties because in Miami it can be kind of dangerous. So I prefer to go to dancehall and soca parties. If you go to a lot of dancehall and soca parties around the time that I went, you're going to become a Spice fan simply based on how the ladies react to her music. You feel me? Spice, she that girl when it comes to that shit right there. But basically, last year at the end of 2022, the fans were kind of getting scared because they were hearing about complications, some crazy complications that she was having after surgery for a BBL in the Dominican Republic. Now, she shut that rumor down when shit initially happened. And since then, we haven't really heard too much from Spice. Now, the other day, Spice came back on the scene sporting a baby bump. Now, most people that are Spice fans know she play all the damn time. So the music video about to pop out soon and she about to, reveal something. So actually what he's revealing is that her rebirth after, a very scary encounter, and she's confirming that she did indeed have surgery complications, but it wasn't a BBL surgery. She was getting some modifications to her breast, but she said that she actually had a successful surgery, and then she went on to go ahead and enjoy the rest of her vacation in the DR. But during that vacay, she started to feel ill and then started to feel a lot of pain in her side and started vomiting, and it comes to find out that she had a hernia. Now, according to Spice, her intestines traveled through the hernia and ruptured and caused her to go into a septic shock. Now, after 4 months in the hospital and a successful surgery, Spice is here to tell a story. Check this out and we'll come back with some light commentary towards the end of the video.
Welcome back. Thank you, guys. I wanted you to know that I didn't purposely disappear. I didn't purposely was not coming on live. I know you guys love to see me on live, and it feels good to be on live. But before I go any further, I just want to give God all the glory and all the honor, all the thanks and all the praise for this moment, for this beautiful day, for joining us back together. So my health issue that I was having, as you all know, because it's no secret, I had procedures done before. I did liposuction and I had a tummy tuck done. This is a picture of my real stomach. I was suffering from something called fibrosis, and fibrosis is something that you get lumps in your belly, so because of my past surgeries that I did before, I had something called fibrosis, and it's when you don't get your lymphatic massages done, so you get lumps in your belly. So this was what my real stomach looked like. But to be honest, I love myself, like, with my flaws and all. It wasn't really bothering me. It was like neither here nor there for me. I went about my day. It started to affect me when it started showing up in my outfit. This is what it would look like in my clothing if you zoom this picture. And so the lumps started to get painful. In this picture, that was like the real reality of what my stomach looked like. All right. So sometimes see people on Instagram, and because them can use app and because them can smooth out, and so it doesn't mean that everything is okay. So I decided to go to the DR because a lot of people was like, oh, why she wouldn't go Miami? Why she go America? Why she go DR? I chose to go to the DR because I feel like I was more popular in America, and because of the same thing that happened when the internet. I was trying to avoid that. So I go to DR because, of course, it's a Spanish-speaking country, so. I wanted to consult to find out what was really wrong with me, or what, why my stomach was looking like that, why I was feeling pain, why I was getting lumps in the stomach. But when you get a breast implant, it only has 10-year lifespan. There's something wrong with the mic. You not hear me? So I went to the DR. I got my implants changed. When I got my implants changed, I was consulting about my stomach, and they did a mild procedure. Because, it's fibrosis, so there's nothing. It was a very mild procedure. And I was there. I was told to stay back for like a couple days. So I was on vacation. I was doing fine. My ticket was booked to go back to Jamaica. I was doing well, as far as I thought, I was doing well. I was walking around. I want to share something else. I can't share videos. This is crazy. Instagram will have one. This was me on vacation. Michael! Woo! I can't share videos. That's amazing. Edit Michael! So I was on vacation and I was chilling on the beach. I was doing good, as you see. I see Michael Jackson at DR. I'm excited, and I was just relaxing on the beach. And I booked to go back to Jamaica. However, I ate something and I started vomiting. I started throwing up. But to be honest, everybody that knows me knows that when I travel, I always bring my local Jamaican food, my bread and my this and my that and my that. So the vomit became very alarming to me because it wouldn't stop. So out of concern, the surgeon that I know over there, and my friends actually, big up to my friends over there, they called the doctor and they was like, no man, something is wrong with Grace. Like, can you come and check it out or whatever. When he came, to be honest, when I went there, let me go back a little bit. When I went there, and I did my consult with my stomach, he asked me if I had a hernia because he noticed there was a bulge right at my belly button there or if you look back on the picture, like long story short, I was like, no. I was like, not that I'm aware of or whatever, but obviously they did the procedure and he never see nothing, wrong. And the reason why he never see anything wrong was, I want to get to that. I want to take time and explain my story, was because the hernia was at my side. And so when they did the procedure to the front to do your breasts, they had no reason to do scans to the side. And so he didn't see that I have a hernia. So long story short, to just fast forward quickly, I vomiting. I went to the doctor and he was very concerned when he touched my stomach. I was feeling a lot of pain and I kept vomiting. I kept throwing up. I couldn't keep nothing down. It just repeatedly vomiting. And so he called and at the day when I went, it was a Sunday. And so there wasn't nobody there to do like the MRI and stuff. Let me go back in the phone again because I want to share everything. Okay, so he called an ambulance. That's me when I was in the ambulance, all right? To take me to another hospital because the one that he worked when I went there, it was a Sunday. And so he was like, I don't like how you're vomiting. I don't like your, the feeling in your stomach. We need to rush you to the hospital and we need to do a MRI. That was when I was going to the hospital in the ambulance. And somebody said turn off comments. You guys can't see. How do I turn off comments? So after they rushed me to the hospital, they did an MRI. That big machine, then pushed me through the MRI machine. And I can vividly remember when they came back with the results while I was in the hospital and I saw different doctors and surgeons coming into the room. I can vividly remember the look on their faces like something was wrong. I remember I took up my phone and I called my sister and I was crying. I went ballistic because them over there, them not talk English, them speak Spanish. So most of them did that talk Spanish. But you know when you can see somebody's facial expression, looking back at it, and what I went through, I can say that it's like them a look upon me like, how the fuck is she right here, not dying or crying or how she just lie down there. So because what they found in the MRI scan was that I had a hernia to my side. My intestines was going through the hernia because the hernia is a space in the muscle. And so what I was told was that my intestines was going through that little space that I had in the side, which is the hernia. And it erupted. But thank God that I had the hernia because it erupted on the outside of my muscle wall. I don't know if I'm even saying it correctly. The intestines erupted outside of that hernia muscle wall. And so if I didn't have the hernia, which is that space in the muscle, like that hole, the intestine would have erupted inside of me. When the intestines erupted, it started to poison my body and it sent me into a sepsis shock. And the sepsis is the poisoning. That sepsis kills a lot of people, and I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful to be here, to be alive, to be talking to you. I'm so grateful for this day. I'm so grateful to God. So the sepsis started attacking my lungs and it started to attack some of the organs in my body. The sepsis literally started to eat my skin. Oh my God, I don't know how to explain it to you. But my skin started to deteriorate. And I didn't even know that sepsis was so dangerous. when I woke up and what I was going through, I'll get to that point. But it's like, looking back at it, I can't believe that there's something as sepsis that is so dangerous. It literally no, the entire part of my stomach where, let me just show you the picture. And I didn't want to share the picture because I know that there's so many people that's so insensitive, and the blogs and the media are gonna have a field day with it. Some might laugh, some might mock me, some might jeer me. But I want to be open and I want to be vulnerable. And I feel like I owe God this. This is a testimony. This happened to me for a reason. Like, I'm not going to keep it a secret. It don't matter how you look at it. It don't matter what I want to say. It don't matter what happens to me after today. Yes, I'm nervous. Yes, I know. Yes, I'm scared. Yes, I did not want to personally share this picture, but I got a testimony from God. I'm going to have to share it. I can't keep this a secret. I have to talk about God. I have to talk about Jesus. I have to show you what God did for me. I have to show you what Jesus brought me through, what Jesus walked me through. So even though I didn't want to share this picture, and I'm going to tell you, it's very graphic. If you don't want to see my journey, I would advise you not to be on this live. Take a deep breath. It's very graphic, but I like I said, I just want to be vulnerable and open with you. I want to be honest. I want to share what happened to you. I'll share it very quickly. And this is what the sepsis did to me. It ate away my entire stomach. And I died in DR. Okay, guys? I literally died. And this is when I died. Like, nobody can tell me different. Let me just take a deep breath, because when I see things like that, I get emotional. And I don't want to get emotional. I want to remain strong. I kind of put the blue hearts over it because some part of it was just too tragic. Woo! Woo! So, yeah. All right. Yeah, I don't want to get emotional. So that's really what happened to me. So after the sepsis ate away my stomach, it attacked my lungs. The doctors over there in DR, I just want to highlight them a little bit. I want to big them up. I am grateful, so grateful that they never gave up on me. They let me stop a little bit. I don't want to cry. I just want to, All right, 1 minute. Woo! I was thanking the doctors in DR that never gave up on me, that was fighting through the sepsis to save my life. So they opened my chest. I have a scar going down. They had to open me up to go inside to stitch back the hernia, I guess, to place back the intestines in the wall that it was supposed to be in. When I woke up, I left DR, I came to America, and I did another surgery immediately when I got here, okay? They had tried to staple me up. When I came to America, they opened me back up. They put me back in surgery because I was infected with the sepsis so bad. So that they wanted to kind of clean me up. So I did another surgery again, all right? I was in the hospital from October to December. That's how bad my situation was. So a lot of times I used to go on my phone and I used to people say, oh, she not come explain this. Oh, she not have life. Oh, she not. Like, I was dying. Like, I literally was losing my life. So apart from that I went through, I was in the hospital for months. I was going through other things. I came out of the hospital in December. I had that wound still when I came out because that wound had to self-close. It's been 6 months now. And so, yes, it is healed, it is closed, and we're going to get to that part. But before we get to today, after they let me out of the hospital and I went home to my family, you saw the Christmas pictures. I was wrapping my kids' gift and present, even with that wound open. I was so determined to still let them have a good time. I was so grateful to God, right? And so when you saw me in Christmas, yes, I did still have that scar underneath my clothing. I know I'm not going to have a field day with this live, but when you not even talk about me, even if you're not going to talk bad about me or whatever it is, when you're not talk about me or not talk about my story, just never forget to mention God. Never forget to mention, say, God is God. He's the King. King of kings, Lord of lords, the Alpha, the Omega. Elohim, Eloish, chastity. Like, just remember to include God. Because today is not about me. Just take me out of the equation. Drag me all on the one, bash me all on the one, say all the bad about me that you want. I'm okay. I'm good with it, because I always tell people, I don't care what people think about me. As long as my heart is right with God, me good. So you can say whatever you want about me, but just remember to include God today, because today may I give God him glory. Today may I give God him praise. Today me want to tell us that Jesus is King. Today me want to tell us that there is a God. Today me want be the testimony for show you what God walked me through, where he took me from and to this. And yes, I'm going to show you my scars. I'm going to show you my process. I'm going to show you that there is a God and what he brought me through. I wasn't eating, which is why, as most of you saying, I got my face done, I got my nose done, I got whatever done. I didn't go to the DR to do a BBL. That was not true. Not every time you hear surgery, everybody think of BBL. I think it's something with black people. Every time when they hear surgery, they just automatically think of BBL. I was not trying to do a BBL. But fast forward to people thinking that I lost weight because of the surgery that I did. That was not true. I went into the hospital as 200 pounds. And when I came out of the hospital, I was 170 pounds. Or I should say I was 165. I lost 35 pounds because I wasn't allowed to eat. So this is how I was eating. They used to feed me through my neck. I still have the scars. When I came out of the hospital, I went back into the hospital again, because obviously, I guess because they work on my stomach, I started to have all kind of side effects and stuff. So I had another problem. Lord Jesus, I'm full of problem. I'm sorry. Well, guys, they're about to come get me to do surgery again. As you know, I've been having health issues, and this is my fourth surgery in 3 months. I don't know what to say, how I feel. It's like my mind blank. I don't know if I think, if me can't bother, if me, I don't know. All I know is that I just put my trust in a God and I just leave it all up to him. That's all I know. But pray for me, guys. All right, so you ready?
Yes.
All right, so I went back into the hospital again after I came out for something that they call cholecystitis. They wanted to do another surgery procedure on me to remove my gallbladder because I was having issues again in the stomach area. I feel like from the moment they went in my stomach, there's so many different things that was happening. And fast forward, I went back to the hospital again, okay? And for this past 6 months, I've been in and out of the hospital and in and out of surgery, right? And so again, I want to tell you the walk that I had with Jesus, that God is good. He kept me, he brought me through. And so I never intentionally was staying away from you guys, or was keeping any secrets, or was it what I was really just going through a lot, and I was going through it. And I appreciate the prayers so much. My scar, where I'm at right now, I want to show you lifetime, because I want you to know that when I talk about my God, that he is king. My scar is very minimal. I don't know if you can see, but that is, can you see it? Yeah, that's what it looks like. That's my scar in real life. He took me from that, where you see, to this. And you want to me say there's not a God? You want to me say Jesus is not king? You want to me say, being in the hospital and seeing myself like that, laying out, can't walk, because I wasn't able to walk because I didn't have no stomach. So I had to learn to walk again. I had to learn to talk again. I had to learn to sing again. Lord Jesus, yeah, I didn't even know that I could even talk at one point. When I woke up in the DR, they had some things going through my throat, holding on to my lungs. I woke up like a robot. My 2 hands was tied to the bed because they didn't want me to wake up in fright. Oh, mighty Jesus. Oh, God.
Man, that's crazy right there. That's crazy as hell. I'm not a doctor, of course, so I can't tell you whether or not the plastic surgery, the cosmetic surgery is what affected her and having that hernia or anything. I don't know. I don't know. But anytime you go under that knife, you could have some type of complications. It's just a risk. That's why, as much as you can, try to, prevent your body from even getting to a point that you have to go under the knife, have to be put to sleep. Try your best to stay up out of these hospitals unless you have to for a checkup. Even myself, you feel me? I've been in this gym. I've been eating clean. I'm trying to do my best as I get older. Like, no, I can't be out here going outside, man. Every single time you see someone go through something, you see like, damn, how does that relate to my life, and how could I use this as an opportunity for me to prevent this shit happening to me? You feel me? So I know a lot of ladies watch the channel, hang out with your boys. So ladies, if you out there, man, hopefully Spice story can inspire you and help you make better decisions moving forward. You could take whatever you can from that situation and make your situation the most optimal situation ever. You feel me? But let me know what y'all think about all this in the comment section below. I'm gonna get up out of here though. It's your boy Stacy. Yo.